and let us all do we can to build a better future.
We here at Heartlands Media are concerned about the future of free speech, especially with big tech and how they're censoring a lot of people. We've seen this on Twitter, on YouTube firsthand, Instagram, Facebook. I know Daniel has a special relationship with Facebook when we were just only uploading on Heartlands Media.
I don't think it's a special relationship. I think it was just...
I was being sarcastic.
A more interactive relationship than yourself.
I would say at this point with Facebook, we really don't like it. So there we go. Anyways, that's a story for another day. But nonetheless, we has recently saw this, and it came to our attention. I think we have to talk about it. Elon Musk, of course, not everyone's favorite billionaire, give or take how you look at it. He has recently bought 10% of shares in Twitter.
Yeah,
and he's now on the board of directors. And he's now on the board of directors for Twitter. So what does this mean about the future of free speech? What does this mean for the future of the platform? It's anyone's guess. Elon seems to...
He seems to be very unhappy that there isn't more free speech.
Yeah, that's something that I would definitely like to talk more about. Can you just give your perspective on
that's what he said.
Yeah,
that's not my perspective.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see where this is going. Now, of course, what concerns me is that this is once again billionaires playing with different social media platforms. Now, if Elon Musk is going to be consistent and sincere about supporting free speech and maybe changing some of Twitter's policies.
I did learn, who the previous, I think the top 4 biggest owners are?
Who are they?
All hedge funds.
All hedge fund men.
I think hedge funds or wealth groups or something.
Yeah.
So I don't like those people at all.
Yeah. And so, again, I don't know what this means in the long run. I'm not a fan of billionaires controlling a lot of things or getting involved in a lot of things. I don't feel like being on board with it.
We've gone from a situation where Twitter is owned by billionaires to a situation where Twitter is owned by billionaires.
Very similar to the Illinois governor's race of 2018. We traded a Republican billionaire for a Democrat billionaire.
He was a multimillionaire.
Oh, multimillionaire.
Multimillionaire.
Multimillionaire, multi-billionaire.
Oh, he was never he wasn't. All right, he was. Yeah,
are you talking about Bruce Rauner or Pritzker?
Yeah, he was a multi-millionaire. He was like 100 millionaire.
And then Pritzker was like a billionaire.
He's a billionaire.
Yeah, he's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire.
Yeah, by the way, if you ever seen some of our older coverage of our 2018 coverage of the Illinois governor's race, well, check it out in our old YouTube videos. You'll see it there, but check them out after the show. But first, of course, corporate media is either slobbering or fawning over and reacting towards Elon Musk recently getting his 10% shares of Twitter. So they're more of, does this change the game? Even though corporate media is immune by the changes by big tech because they're always going to be favored by the algorithm.
We'll see. That's the thing, though. It's like in a rules for rulers comparison, Elon has a better alignment than most because major news doesn't like him because especially he's a car company that doesn't invest in commercials, which is most of what the other companies do. So there's a lot. He's against big oil doesn't like him. Big media doesn't like him. A lot of the things that we don't like Elon, and that's rather unique.
So let's play this first video. We're gonna check out first. I think MSNBC's reaction. So let's play that video.
Twitter is adding Elon Musk to its board. Musk just tweeting, looking forward to working with Parag and Twitter board to make significant improvements to Twitter in coming months. Let's get down to the New York Stock Exchange. God, that covers a wide range of things, doesn't it, Jim?
Yeah, it sure does.
It's in the eye of the beholder, too, isn't it? Let's see. We could all have our own view of what would be improvements. That's what makes the world go around, I think. But I wonder what Elon is talking about. An edit button?
He's playing his cards to his vest. I mean, one thing, can you imagine him being in a boardroom and not running the board? I know that they're welcoming him, but I think he's a Trojan horse. There's no way that the current, the absolute current makeup of the board and the way people have been going is at all in agreement with what Musk would want. Musk wants a very different Twitter, I think.
Yeah, what do you think? In your view, what is that? How do you mean? What do you mean?
I think he wants to be more substantive. I think he's trying to figure out how to make it so that it's not just scatological negatives being said. I mean, you have 80 million people, whatever, how many followers he has at this very moment. And I think you'd like to somehow convert the followers into something good besides just following.
Right.
And I think that all the things he's deciding that he's put out are all about how to kind of make it a little bit better, a little more flexible, but maybe to get it so that it's not a dying on the vine product. The company always says things are going great, and yet the stock always indicates the truth.
Okay, so there's a couple things to unpack from that in regard towards Twitter and changing its policies and how it,
Very more feedback.
Cool. So, anyways, when we look at Twitter, its policies towards free speech or what you can cover, especially what we saw in 2020 was the post with the Hunter Biden article and a few other things as well. Twitter has always been on the side of big tech, corporate media in a two-party system. And look what happened to Case Study QB's channel, where, again, if you go into incognito, Twitter's going to give you warnings saying that this is sensitive material, this is dangerous, it's not appropriate for younger audiences. But let's look at what's posted on Case Study QB's Twitter page. It's clips from corporate media. So what is Elon Musk going to contribute? Because many times when you see his posts, he likes to troll people. I don't know how sincere he is about it, but for me, this hits a little core to me because I don't see Elon Musk as that Trojan horse. Maybe there might be some things that he wants to change, but how much can he really change when Twitter has right now been on this fast track of you can't share certain things about different political perspectives, you can't share certain articles, if you try and share this post, you won't be able to retweet it out or you'll be timed out. Look what happened to Fiorella Isabella's Twitter page when it was taken down because there were some trolls that kept on reporting her original page, and then when she set up her backup page, that was also taken down. So what is Elon Musk really going to do to change that policy?
Well, I think that if he wasn't going to do anything, you would have not picked it as a story. It was just because we've never covered when a hedge fund bought Twitter.
Right.
And so the fact that we're covering it at all means that subconsciously or consciously, all of us listening know something might change.
And that's what he's been posting on
And
Twitter.
so if that's the case, then we should think about what's he going to change. What has he said he's going to change? He wants to inject more free speech into the platform. And we're saying, well, what can he do? He can do a lot. He owns 10% of the entire company now. He's the largest individual shareholder. He can do stuff. That's the entire point of it. Otherwise, what's the point? And the only thing is if he sells the stock rather soon, then he just bought it so that he could pump it and dump it. But let's see what happens. I think if we're all going to talk about the story and care about the story, let's see him do something. I got the feeling that he didn't just buy it for a lark. I got the feeling he didn't buy it just so that he could increase the stock price and dump it. I think he's trying to make a point, and if he's trying to make a point, then he's going to do something. And we'll see what he can do.
Right, and that's interesting, too, because then the CEO, the current CEO of Twitter, was actually he actually made a post and a statement for MSNBC saying to people, hold on, don't get too excited for Elon Musk. But then then I have to counter that and say, okay, well, Elon Musk is saying he wants to put in an edit button on Twitter, which seems very interesting. I think a lot of people would like that. And then number two, if he's on board for free speech, okay, actions speak louder than words. Let's see him do it. Let's play this next video. Oh, go ahead.
Also, I just want to say another thing that's worth mentioning is Twitter, from my understanding, is the only major social media company that there's not a founder status in their bylines, where with like Facebook or YouTube or Google or anyone else, founders get a extra say on how the company runs, which doesn't exist in Twitter.
Yeah, and Jack's no longer on board. So, I mean, Jack is doing his own thing. He's no longer the CEO.
Yeah, so it's like if there was a company, a social media company, a billionaire could come along and buy up a lot of it to make it change, Twitter is that company.
Okay, well then, hey, make Twitter great again. And actually, we'll be talking about that phrase, make Twitter great again, because there's a couple people asking for Elon Musk to get rid of Twitter's policy of banning people. And there's one person in particular that people have been kind of forming over. But let's calm down. We'll get to that.
The only thing I'll say on this so far that I've been annoyed by this story is all I see when I saw the coverage is everyone that doesn't like Elon Musk is saying the exact same thing. There's no individuality. Everyone's just repeating each other's talking points. And all the people that are purely standing Elon, that think he can do nothing wrong, are also just saying the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. So right now, this story, I don't care until something happens.
Right, exactly. Let's play this next video. This is from ABC. You're gonna like the Fox News one, though. Let's play this video.
One of Twitter's loudest critics is now the largest shareholder of the company. Tesla CEO Elon Musk bought 73.5 million shares of Twitter, acquiring more than a 9% stake in the social media site. Musk did not disclose what he paid, but the investment would have cost around $3 billion based on last Friday's value.
Musk doesn't put one toe in the water. He dives into the deep end of the pool. This is a start of what's going to be probably a long-term soap opera between Twitter and as well as Elon Musk.
Now analysts believe Musk may want to force change at Twitter. He recently raised questions about free speech on the platform, tweeting last month, "Given that Twitter serves as the de facto public town square, failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermines democracy. What should be done?" He also previously tweeted he was giving serious thought to creating an all-new social media platform. Experts say his next step could be getting a seat on Twitter's board of directors.
If somebody with 80 million followers wants to have say, and you have a board filled with people who don't even use the product, don't even tweet, why wouldn't you want to hear what he has to say?
Musk is already raising the possibility of a feature many Twitter users have been asking for, a button to edit tweets after you post them. Musk tweeted a poll last night, "Do you want an edit button?" With more than 1 million responses within 2 hours, an overwhelming majority voted yes. Twitter stock, meanwhile, rose nearly 30% Monday after the news broke, helping Musk add about $1 billion to his net worth.
Okay, hi, everyone. George, I don't want to hear Snuffleupagus speak.
Okay, I just want to say two things in addition to this. So, we've seen the trend that has been happening on social media for over a year now, for over 2 years now, and we've been following it. You guys have been following it with us on all platforms about this increased rush to censorship. This is the part where I'm at on this also, on top, in addition to that video and what I've said earlier. I don't know why we're not giving him a chance to shake things up. Like, there's two outcomes from this.
And we should.
Actually, there's three outcomes from this. One is he drives Twitter into the ground. I see that as a complete win. Two, he reverses the censorship policy, and that might catch on in the industry. And I don't know why we wouldn't want that opportunity to happen. I don't care who it's from. I care about outcomes. Right. Or three, he makes money off of it, and this is a thing a month in the future that we're going to forget about. And then that third option is like, he's making more money. But those two options I was mentioning, those are positive.
Yeah.
And I want to see something happen because I'm very upset with how things are currently going. And I would love to see at least one major social media player start to take a stance against what we're dealing with right now. And maybe that catches on. I don't know. I feel like, I also feel it's just weird in general that a generic oil employee is less disliked than Elon, which I just think is weird as a concept.
I want to add a little bit more onto this because when we talk about, changing Twitter or changing any social media platforms, it's desperately needed. I don't like this fast rush of censorship. Yeah. And I see people's perspectives, it's Elon Musk. But the other side, too, is, well, what else is there? Right now, exactly. Let's look at our whole range of options. And same thing with this midterm election cycle. And I'll connect it to the midterm election cycle. You got your choice of Democrat and Republican lawmakers and candidates. And let's face it, nothing's going to fundamentally change because these two politicians, these two parties are nothing filled with scumbag people who want to make more profit for themselves. If Elon Musk is on board with bringing free speech, and he does it, he follows through, is great. Now, I use Twitter. I've been on there, and I've told you some of the stuff that I find there. Twitter is, let's face it, it's worse than a cesspool. It's everything that you could ever imagine put in there. Whatever kind of profane word, that's what Twitter is. If Elon Musk wants to clean out the drain and do something about it, okay. If he runs Twitter down to the ground, I don't think anyone's going to miss Twitter. So there we go.
All the mainstream media types are going to be crying forever. Yeah. But it's like, look, this again, it's like as far as no billionaire should exist. But as far as they do, follow the rules for rulers analysis of them. It's either like for Twitter, all these funds that owned the majority, I think the five biggest owners of Twitter. Someone can correct me on this if I have that number wrong. Are all investment banks. They're all hedge funds. And what do hedge funds and investment banks have most of their investment in? Oil. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, okay, let the electric car guy take it. What could possibly get worse than hasn't already happened?
Miguel H says he will miss Twitter. So here's hoping it doesn't get run down to the ground. Because let's face it, sometimes Twitter can be hilarious too.
Well, it used to be until they started censoring it.
Yes,
now you can't. It's like the way it works is that it's just the medium. It used to be in the U.S. that there's the public square. The government couldn't shut down free speech. But the public square has moved online to various social media companies, only a handful right now. And then the government can take those down. It's anytime someone in Palestine wants to put a group together, Israel contacts the head of that social media and says, we're going to pull support for your company out unless you shut down those pages. Anytime Black Lives Matter would do something. Remember we covered, they shut the FBI shut down 100 Black Lives Matter groups, not because they did anything wrong, but they didn't like it, and they were able to use that leverage to do those things. So I say again, what could he do that's not worse than what is already being done? Especially if he wants to try and go in the other direction.
How he does it. So here we're going to have Fox News. We're just going to play like maybe 2 minutes of. They're just going to be foaming over their mouth for Elon. That's all they're going to be doing.
Yeah, it's like, and that's the thing. Like these guys hated him until he got rich. It's like
there you go.
Yeah,
that's fine. Okay, let's play it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Are you on Twitter? There's a possibility you are not, because so many conservatives have looked at the anti-conservative bias that Twitter
They're
has
supplying their own thing to it again. No one cares about the story.
Over the last couple of years, and they go, you know what? Twitter hates me. I'm not going to get on it. But you might want to change your mind if something happens, because yesterday on this show we announced that Elon Musk bought a little less than 10% of Twitter. And so now the question is, will Elon Musk make it more mainstream, more down the middle, less to the left?
Well, he tweeted out, he said, do you want an edit button? And then he attached
because you know they're going to have their narrative right there.
Twitter to the left.
Twitter to the left.
Shut down all leftist
comment. Okay, so you know what? I'm not going to put the people through a Fox News clip, because I just wanted to play up that part right there, because Twitter has not been to the left.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to raise my voice, folks, but I mean, this is a serious issue. Look, Twitter has been silencing and suppressing a lot of leftist and progressive and independent media platforms, profiles on Twitter. We even covered with the Hunter Biden laptop story too, as well, where the New York Post, an authoritative source, couldn't even share that in 2020. Facebook was also using the same policy towards that same article as well. But again, look, Twitter, yes, it went after conservative people, but it's been also going after pro-Palestinian groups, like Daniel said, Black Lives Matter, other progressive and independent group pages, anti-war groups as well. So the thing is, Fox, calm down. Just calm down. Just calm down. Just calm down. Because the thing is, I want to see what changes are going to be made. And so I want to pull up this article too, this from the New York Post, because now people are now crying to Elon to do something that I think would be pretty interesting to see.
It's like everyone is just injecting their own things that they've wanted with Twitter anywhere, and this is a new person coming in, so everyone's just projecting that on.
Yeah, and here, speaking of projection here, supporters of Donald Trump are urging Elon Musk to reinstate the ex-president's Twitter account after Tesla billionaire boss became the social media network's biggest shareholder and got a seat on Twitter's board. Trump was banned from Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all other large social media platforms following the January 6, 2021 rioting at the U.S. Capitol. Trump has since then launched a social media platform of his own, True Social, but has been beset by technical glitches and departures of key executives. Now, pro-Trump voices are calling on Musk to burnish his pro-free speech credentials and bring back the former president. Now that Elon Musk is Twitter's largest shareholder, it's time to lift the political censorship, said Representative Lauren Barnett, tweeted on Monday. Bring back Trump. So which I gotta say, okay, they're projecting this on Elon, saying bring back Trump. To which we've said here on the show, we were against all the social media platforms removing Trump because, as I have said, as Daniel has said, as every one of us has said, you think that's going to make Trump and his millions of supporters and volunteers disappear overnight, make the bad person go away, and that's how it goes? That's childish mentality. If Elon does that, on the one hand, it'll be like, okay, great, you reversed a dumb decision that all social media should not have done.
I think that they should. What we would say, I mean, if I'm not speaking for you on this, Kit, is don't unban everyone. And obviously, find a way to deal with trolls or whatnot, but not in the way the way they're currently doing everything is so clearly bent on this pleasing the extreme center.
the extreme radical centrists, as we said, the extreme radical centrists who are at brunch all the time, who are so easily offended.
These are the people,
I would say that not only do I agree with that.
Yeah.
Right. But I would say I was against Trump being banned in the first place. And I don't agree with Trump, but I want to know, okay, what is this jagoff thinking? Because we both agree Trump should never have been president. He should have been elected in the first place.
As usual, the Democrats failed so bad it happened.
Yeah, they failed so bad that it happened. So I don't want to see that scumbag get reelected or even be involved. But let's face it. I believe in free speech. I've said this on the show. And and one thing on this show that we've always said is we want to be consistent. Being consistent is key. So if Elon Musk is able to make Twitter change its policies, be more for free speech, and I'm pretty sure, look, there's going to be some rules. You just can't be doing violence or threatening people's lives or any that kind of BS. But I'm saying
treat
it like a town hall. Not only treat it like a town hall, or town square, but treat it as a space. Okay, here's an exchange of ideas. And guess what? Newsflash, people. In life, you're going to run into people who have different perspectives, different points of view. Now, if Elon does this, great. I say I'm more for it, and hopefully more social media platforms will change their draconian policies, especially YouTube. Is this something that needs to happen? I'm on board for it, and I want to see results. That's what I want to see. If Elon doesn't do anything, well then, hey, Elon, you wasted people's time. But if he doesn't, if he brings in free speech, then I'm for this. Let's see how this plays out. But here's the thing. We got to make sure it remains consistent for everyone, because independent media and a lot of progressive and leftist platforms have been severely censored, more so than conservatives. Yeah. And I want to also include in libertarians, because they also were in the chopping block, especially in 2018 when AJ was taken off.
Yep. Yeah.
So there we go.
I think that right now we have a lot of potential of something happening, but nothing's happened. So I don't care enough right now. I just know that we have a lot of things that might happen, and none of them have yet. So
there we go. We'll see how this all plays out.